Hi, welcome to this tutorial where we're going to step through the installation and configuration of a tool called AutoHotKey for Windows. This application is analogous to an application over on the Mac side of the house called Text Expander. And I really like Text Expander for the Mac, and it's hard to find something quite like it for the Windows side, but this AutoHotKey is pretty close. It lacks a lot of the polish, but has some of the same functionality. Actually has a lot more capability. We won't get into that until maybe another tutorial on another day, but I do want to step you through how we'd install and configure AutoHotKey here. So the URL is just AutoHotKey.com, and the download link here is going to download the executable directly. After it's downloaded, all you need to do is click here, and if you're on Windows 8, you may get this. It depends on your security and your privileges and other things. If you get this screen that talks about Windows protecting your computer, click on more information and say run anyway. It's a trusted source. You can see here that I've installed it once before. That's what the one's for. You won't have that. Say yes. We're just going to do the express installation here, and that's it. It's a tiny little application. It runs really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to run AutoHotKey. And the first time it runs, it's going to say, hey, I can't find the AutoHotKey script file, and so should we go ahead and create one? I'm going to say yes. Now, what it does is it opens up a window here in Notepad, and don't be intimidated by this. It looks a little geeky, and it is, but really it's just a text file. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some text expansion snippets in here. Now, snippets, that's a term that they use over for Text Expander. I just really like it. I think it fits well. What a snippet is it's just a little tiny snippet of text that then expands out into something larger when this application notices that you've typed it. And this will happen across Windows everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new line here and create our first snippet. And what we do is the syntax that we have to use is a little strange here, but it's not too complex. We're going to put in 2 colons and then the shortcut or the snippet that we want to use. So I'm going to put in .gm, and the reason why I'm using .gm is because I'm never going to type .gm in the course of my normal typing, right? It's just not going to happen. And so this is a unique trigger that AutoHotKey can look for. Then I type 2 more colons, like I've done here, and then I type out what I want this to expand into. I'm going to put in, this is my GM, is my Gmail. I'm going to put in my sample Gmail address, so I'm going to just put sample address at gmail.com. That's it. That's all it takes to create a simple snippet. If I come up here and hit File and then Save, it saves this this script out to my computer. Now, what I need to do, and we can walk through the automation of this in a future point, but anytime I want this snippet to be running, all I need to do now is go into my documents, and when I go there, there is going to be a bunch of stuff, but there's this little script file here, AutoHotKey. That's the one we just created. If I double click on that and run it, now down on my system tray, I'm going to have this little icon running down here. So if I'm going to go ahead and close this window, close this one because I'm done with that, and I'm done with this one too. I'm just going to say, I'm going to close that out. Now what we want here is we're going to need a Notepad window so that we can demonstrate the functionality here. And so if I hold down Control and hit N, oh, that's not the step I thought it was. Control Alt N. That's what it is. Control Alt N. Is one of the little shortcuts that AutoHotKey installed, and this just gives us a new window. Now, if I test out my little snippet, remember I typed that snippet as .gm. So anytime I hit .gm and then hit space, it expands that text out into my email address at Gmail. So it's kind of a neat capability. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. I'm going to delete that, and then let me show you how you're going to edit this configuration file, because what's going to happen is you're going to start putting a few snippets of text in here that you like to expand it, and you're going to want to create a lot more. So let me show you how to do one that's a little more robust, that will allow us to do a tiny bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here into my system tray. Yours may have been visible, right? But if it's not, click on the little caret there. Right click on our AutoHotKey icon there, and then say edit the script. What I'm going to do in here is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to create a new snippet, and I'm going to do : : I'm going to type dot followed by SS. This is going to be my short signature for my email. And I want this one, instead of being a simple expansion snippet, or expansion like the previous one, which was all in one line, I want this one to be on multiple lines. And so the way I do that is I go ahead and hit enter. I make an open parentheses, and then I'm going to type in what the expansion I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thanks, Brian. And then I'm going to close the paren, and that's it. These parentheses are used for multiple line expansions. So I'm going to hit save, and now I've saved my changes to my little snippet. Now the strange thing here that you have to do, and this is just something strange that AutoHotKey does, is I need to go and reload my script file. Okay, so I click on the caret again, I right click on the icon, and I say reload this script. Now when I come over here into my blank Word, my notepad document, if I now type .gm, I get my sample email address, and when I type .ss, when I'm done with my email, I hit enter and I get my little simple signature here. So very cool. I don't know about you, but I type those words at the end of almost every email, and so now I don't have to type those out. I just type .ss, and I get a really quick, a simple signature or a short signature in my email. So I'm going to create one more, just for the sake of thoroughness. I'm going to type, oops, going to keep everything kind of tight here. One more, I'm going to do : .ls. This is my long signature, 2 colons. Right? That's just the syntax you have to follow. I want this one to be multiple lines too. And so this one I'm going to use for occasions that are a little bit more formal. And so I'm going to say thank you instead of thanks. I'm going to say my whole name, and I'm going to put my title here. I'm going to put I'm the supreme dictator at my company, and let's see. I'm going to put my phone number here: 503-555-1212. That'll get you some useless number in Oregon, and designate as my mobile number. And that's going to be my whole signature for now. And then I'm going to hit return and add that closing parentheses. This is very important. It has to be bounded by these parentheses. That's how the computer knows, this application knows, that this is all one snippet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. Again, I have to come over here. I have to reload. Right click here, reload this. You have to do every time you change this script file. Is the only time you need to reload it. Okay. Now I come back over here, and when I do .ls, now I get a long signature. Very cool. So you're really limited here only by your creativity on your snippets. I have a bunch of different snippets that do different things. They can be very simple, like my .ss actually is one of my snippets. I have a .ls that actually has real information in it for work. I have one that has, for example, I type .100 in, and it expands out to 100 words just for a placeholder text. So you can use this for all kinds of things. Anything that you type on a regular basis that you don't want to have to type every time you need it is a candidate for text expansion. So AutoHotKey installation. Another time in another one of these videos, I'll go through some of the other really cool things that you can do with AutoHotKey. But for now, I hope that you'll get to using it for this text expansion. And if you have any questions about things, feel free to leave a comment in the video down below. And happy text expanding. Thanks for watching.